Few people are aware that the United States is also the home of a million distinct ghost stories, despite the fact that it is general knowledge that the United States is the land of vast open spaces and golden waves of grain. You may take a journey from coast to coast of the most haunted buildings in the United States, which include hotels, abandoned mental asylums, Broadway theaters, and even a city zoo. These structures range from hotels to abandoned lunatic asylums to Broadway theaters. These locations are teeming with departed spirits that wander aimlessly through the corridors. Before starting the video, please like this video, do subscribe, and turn on the notification to our channel for future updates. In this video, we are going to talk about the top 5 most terrifying places in the US. 5. Bodie, California. The discovery of gold in the hills that surround Mono Lake in the 1870s and 1880s caused a dramatic increase in the population of Bodie, which had previously reached a peak of 10,000 people. As of right now, it is a condition historic park, and certain sections of the town have been preserved in a state of arrested deterioration. Some examples of this include tables that still have place settings on them and shops that are strangely stocked with supplies. It shouldn't come as a surprise that this place has a high amount of claims of paranormal activity, such as sightings of ghosts and the sound of music emanating from closed bars. There have been several accounts of such things happening here. There is a local urban myth that claims that any tourist who takes anything, even a rock, from Bodie with them when they leave the town will be doomed to have adverse fortune and health troubles in the future. The belief indicates that this will be the case no matter what they take. 4. Bonaventure Cemetery. Those of you who are old enough to remember the 1990s would instantly know this cemetery because it is the identical one that is depicted in the book Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. The Savannah Cemetery itself has an atmosphere that is reminiscent of Southern Gothic literature, and Spanish moss offers shade for the old Victorian monuments that are dispersed around the cemetery. Despite the fact that this cemetery is the final resting place of a number of illustrious individuals, like the musician Johnny Mercer and the poet Conrad Aiken, the grave of Gracie Watson is the one that is most deserved of a visit. She went away when she was only 6 years old, therefore, her burial is marked by a life-size marble statue that represents her with her hand resting on a tree stump. The statue was created to honor her memory. This is meant to be a symbolic representation of the tragically brief life that she lived. A lot of people bring toys to lay at her grave when they pay their respects, and some individuals claim to have seen the ghost of Gracie at the cemetery where she was laid to rest. Other people have claimed to have heard strange sounds at the Bonaventure, such as kids crying and dogs barking, in addition to sculptures suddenly smiling as people approach them. These sounds have been heard at the hotel. Well, do you like what you are seeing so far? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep watching because you don't want to miss what we have at the number 1 spot. 3. Cahaba, Alabama. The first capital of Alabama, which is now a well-known ghost town, was given the name of the state's longest river when it was founded. The confluence of the Cahaba River and the Alabama River can be found in the vicinity of the town. It was vacated after the Civil War, and now its scary cemeteries, empty buildings, and burial grounds for slaves are popular destinations for ghost tours and reports of strange happenings in the area. The most well-known report is that of a light orb that appeared unexpectedly in the garden maze that once belonged to Colonel C.C. Pegay's residence not long after the colonel had been killed in combat. This event took place not long after the colonel's home had been destroyed. Even to this day, the baffling event, which is now often referred to as Pegay Ghost, continues to bring curious visitors to the location. 2. House of Justice on Calcasieu in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Prior to the year 1940, when she became legendary for the murder of a man in cold blood, Toni Jo Henry was a woman who had worked in the adult entertainment industry. She was known as Toni Jo Henry. It took 3 trials for a jury to find charming Toni Jo guilty of the charges against her, but in the end, she became the first and only woman in the state of Louisiana to be put to death using the electric chair. 1976 was the year when she was put to death. However, it is said that her ghost has lingered in the courthouse, and that person can still feel her presence there and even smell the smoke from her burning hair. This is despite the fact that she died in the courthouse. Many people are under the impression that she meddles in the routine operations of the courthouse in order to make the lives of the employees working there more difficult by, for example, shutting doors or messing with office equipment. 1. Crescent Hotel, Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Since it was finished in 1886, the Crescent Hotel has served a number of functions, some of which include that of a luxurious resort, a conservatory for young women, and a junior college. The most peculiar occurrence in its history took place in 1937 when Norman G. E. Baker became its new owner after purchasing the property and becoming its new owner. Baker was a wealthy inventor who made the decision to transform the hotel into a hospital that purportedly had the ability to treat cancer, despite the fact that he had no previous experience in the medical field. The hospital was supposed to have the ability to treat cancer. However, there are rumors that his ghost came back to the location at some point in the future and made some friends from other dimensions while he was there. This is despite the fact that he was eventually found out for his deception and exiled from the community. It is said that the Crescent Hotel, which is still in business today, is haunted by at least 8 spirits, ranging in age from a small girl of 5 years old to a bearded man dressed in Victorian clothing. So, that's it for today's video. What do you think of the number 1 spot? Hit us up in the comments and let's chat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications for our channel so you never miss what's coming next from us. Thanks for watching.